The biggest puncher, I feel, at the 135 will probably be Gervonta Tank Davis.
Attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentors, they teach you how to do this thing the smart way.
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather has reportedly been left shocked after witnessing Gervonta Tank Davis's dramatic physical transformation ahead of his highly anticipated exhibition bout with Jake Paul. Known for his explosive knockout power and compact frame, Davis now appears noticeably bigger, stronger, and more intimidating than ever before, a transformation that has sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Insiders say Mayweather, who mentored Davis for years, couldn't hide his astonishment at the fighter's new look. He hinted that the extra muscle could be either a brilliant strategic move that gives Davis more power and durability, or a risky experiment that might slow him down and drain his stamina.
Can't even see who it is. Hey, who is the dude? Who is the dude?
And that right there is why Gervonta Davis fights don't go the distance.
Davis is set to face Jake Paul on November 14th in Miami, a bout that has already sparked intense debate due to the enormous size and weight difference between the two men. While Tank has spent his career dominating at lighter divisions, Jake Paul naturally walks around at 190 to 195 pounds, carrying both a height and reach advantage. Many fans and analysts see the matchup as an intriguing contrast between skill and size, with Davis relying on his technical mastery while Paul banks on physicality and raw power.
I was training for something like this. Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed. We're sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love it. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. You know, he laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything. You know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm gonna show you and him.
Despite the flashy press conferences and viral promotion, those close to Gervonta Davis's training camp insist he's taking this fight with utmost seriousness. Observers describe his sparring sessions as intense, his focus razor-sharp, and his demeanor calm yet calculating. During press events, his body language speaks volumes, composed, alert, and confident. For Davis, this isn't just another payday, it's about legacy, pride, and opportunity. A win over Jake Paul could elevate his global profile, pushing him beyond the realm of hardcore boxing fans into mainstream superstardom. Critics might dismiss the fight as a circus act, but Davis views it differently, as a chance to seize control of his own narrative, blending entertainment with true competition.
Press conference, and you can tell, you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's gonna get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games, don't hit him in the back of the head, don't rabbit punch him, don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, Mike Tyson, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not gonna have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, you know, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, you know, when you see a car crash, like you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I gotta say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. This turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that stuff came with Floyd Mayweather Jr., man.
Mayweather, who knows Davis better than most, has repeatedly emphasized that Tank isn't merely a power puncher, he's a complete boxer. Floyd has praised Davis as one of the hardest hitters in his division but also warned him that relying solely on power can be dangerous. Power fades, Floyd once said, but ring IQ, defense, and timing last. He's called Davis one of the most gifted pound-for-pound fighters of his era, capable of breaking opponents down both physically and mentally when at his best.
Do Inouye deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Mayweather's mentorship of Davis began early in Tank's professional career, when he was signed under Mayweather Promotions. Floyd served not only as promoter but also as a mentor, teaching Davis about ring strategy, business negotiations, and handling the pressure of fame. However, as Davis's star rose, tensions grew. By 2022, their partnership had soured, and Davis decided to break free, seeking full independence in managing his career.
And you black, giving back. So I was working with, I got a fighter, one of the best fighters out there today, Gervonta Tank Davis. Right. I got it when he was young. I put him in a position. Now he's 3-time world champion.
Behind the scenes, the friction between Mayweather and Davis reportedly ran deep. What began as mutual respect turned into resentment. Tank later revealed that he felt controlled and restricted, claiming Mayweather placed him in lose-lose situations and kept tight control over his career earnings. According to Davis, Floyd's ego made it difficult for anyone around him to shine brighter. He didn't want anyone else to win, Davis said bluntly in one interview, even referring to his former mentor as a scumbag during moments of frustration.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? Just so you're next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
Is there like a love-hate for like
yeah.
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Davis further criticized Mayweather's ego-driven approach, arguing that Floyd's obsession with legacy often clouds his humility. He recalled an incident where a reporter called Mayweather one of the greatest fighters ever, and Floyd immediately corrected him, declaring himself the greatest of all time. To Davis, this mindset reveals a man more consumed by self-image than by truth, an attitude that strained their once close relationship.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right? Okay.
In the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Just a guy with a job. I have a job though. So who would you fight next?
And guess what? Your job don't pay like my job.
Well, it depends.
Your job don't pay like my job.
That brings me to another point.
I can make $20 million in 18 months because I want to come back and steal some more money. I'm in a whole new era. Dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter.
Oh yeah.
And when I beat him, what they gonna say? Oh well, we knew this was gonna happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he can outbox it, or this. It's always excuses.
Boxing icon Bernard Hopkins also weighed in, saying Davis's years under Mayweather Promotions were both a blessing and a burden. Hopkins argued that while Floyd helped Tank gain fame, he also limited his freedom and growth. He was shackled by influence, not talent, Hopkins said, suggesting that Mayweather's control was more about maintaining dominance than nurturing Davis's independence. His comments underscored a broader warning to young fighters: never let another man's ego dictate your destiny.
I commend Tank on saying, hey, this is my career, you had yours. I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet. Now, all that's great, but at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview. You seen it and I seen it. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. If the intentions was you just looking out for me. But I got an opportunity to fight this big fight. And this soap opera between you and Oscar for all these years, I'm not gonna let it affect me. That's my interpretation. And Tank wants to do the fight, but he had to break away from the chains of somebody he still respects and respected then. And he said, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. This is my career.
Legendary boxer Roy Jones Jr. offered a more tactical view, saying he wasn't surprised by Davis's decision to fight Jake Paul. To him, it's a smart business move reminiscent of Mayweather's own career choices. Jones noted that Davis is taking a calculated risk, a fight that offers major financial reward, media attention, and global exposure. While purists may scoff, Jones respects the logic, describing it as the perfect mix of ambition.
Tank can do the same thing the mentor did. That's what the mentor is for, to teach you how to do this thing the smart way and not get you hurt, not have to take no risk, not to take many chances. Everybody have their own mentors, their own pound for pounds, their own people they want to be like. If he want to be like that guy that y'all say is great and was one of the best ever, why can't he do it? If he make 50 to 100 million fighting Jake Paul, they'll be cool with it because they cool with you making money. That's what the fan bases are on now. They happy with you just making money being good. Back in our day, they won't be cool with that. You had to prove you was the best. They thought you fought because you wanted to be the best of the division or the best of your era. I wanted to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not going to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
Trainer Greg Hackett expressed open frustration at the criticism surrounding Davis's choice to fight Jake Paul. People judge fighters without knowing what's really going on in their lives, he said. Hackett believes fans have grown too entitled, expecting fighters to meet their demands rather than make strategic career choices. If Tank chooses this fight, that's his right, Hackett stated. He's the one putting his health on the line. He condemned the rise of online critics and armchair analysts who turn boxing debates into toxic spectacles, forgetting the discipline and sacrifice the sport demands.
And number 3, the retirement.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face. Yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash I get, I understand. Would you say number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur. That he ain't gonna do him no favors. That he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean. That's against the game. Like, you know what I mean. You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean. You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game, but you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean. But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it. But it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors. And, all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know what I'm saying? But would I love to see that fight? Hell yeah, I would love to see that fight. And then number 3, you said what? You said
retirement.
The retirement. Oh, boxing. Boxing. They're around. They're around. There's always gloves around. It's on you. It's on you. I'm chilling. You all right? Yeah, get with me. I know. How you feel? Dark skin boy. That's my man. The retirement is like, he done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is this business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. The shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You're like, why do I have to deal with all of this?
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi offered a contrasting stance, calling the Davis-Paul matchup a step backward for boxing. In his view, these types of exhibition fights undermine the sport's authenticity. Malignaggi argued that knockouts lose their meaning when opponents are mismatched and that casual fans can no longer distinguish real fights from showbiz. Speaking alongside Chris Algieri, he warned that while these events attract attention, they also dilute the integrity of the sport, blurring the line between entertainment and genuine competition.
Paulie, knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way Wade did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did it when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of
Witherspoon. That we're afraid of
with the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult provided a more balanced perspective. Though initially skeptical, his opinion shifted after watching Davis at the press conference. He praised Tank's confidence, discipline, and sharp mental focus, calling him a man who knows exactly what he's walking into. Showbiz believes fans may be underestimating Davis's ability to handle Jake Paul's power. He emphasized that Tank's ring IQ and technical mastery could prove to be the key equalizer, potentially turning what many see as a mismatch into a showcase of elite skill.
Not this kid. Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. No cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful, but I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. It's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Cause Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JB, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has been openly critical of Davis's choice, arguing that Tank picked the safer and richer route instead of challenging elite fighters like Shakur Stevenson or rematching Lamont Roach Jr. Hearn estimates Davis will make between $30 to $40 million for the exhibition, far more than any real championship fight could offer. Yet he claims the decision reflects comfort, not courage. If Tank truly wanted to test himself, he'd fight Stevenson, Hearn said, confidently predicting that Shakur's precision, patience, and tactical brilliance would prevail if they ever met in the ring.
You were Tank's promoter. What would the next step be for Tank?
I heard they were going to fight Jake Paul. When I see Jake Paul at the event, and I see Jake Paul posting from the private jet with a picture of Gervonta.
Yeah, slapped it.
Yeah, but they had that for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You had to buy it, you had to get it made.
Yeah, but I can't believe that fight was going to happen. But anyway, crazy stuff's happening. Yeah, you got to rematch Lamont Roach. You got to. It'll probably get ordered. That's the reality by the New York State Athletic Commission. But listen, they may have got lucky because the only fight for Tank outside of after Lamont Roach was Shakur Stevenson.
Facts.
Right? Now they've got another opponent that will do well at the gate because of the controversy.
Yep.
And it ain't Shakur Stevenson. I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. You cannot say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
Former champion Timothy Bradley sees things differently. He calls the Davis-Paul fight an easy money opportunity for Tank. Bradley believes Davis's superior speed, defense, and timing will make quick work of Jake Paul, whose inexperience remains a glaring weakness. However, he warns that overconfidence could be the only real danger. Bradley's comments highlight a broader truth about modern boxing, a world where athletic excellence and celebrity influence now intersect more than ever.
And say that it ain't fixed, because check this out, Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, it's gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happens when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he the ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no. Yeah, false sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one.
So what do you think? Is Gervonta Tank Davis making a strategic business move by facing Jake Paul, or is he taking a step backward that hurts boxing's integrity? The debate rages on. Share your thoughts below.